On the 584th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. On Bakhmut front, battles continue along the Klishchiivka-Vremivka line. Today, Ukrainian sources published some shocking facts that reveal the massive losses that the Russian forces have suffered on the Klishchiivka sector. According to Ukrainian sources, this video was recorded by a group of Russian soldiers before they were ordered to carry out one of the many meat assaults towards Klishchiivka. The group, consisting of 10 soldiers and 5 other members in their support, were told to enter Klishchiivka for a reconnaissance operation, and later were ordered to capture the northern part of the town only a few days ago. On the video, the Russian soldiers complained that they were being sent on a suicide mission, since according to them, in this sector the Ukrainian forces have a superiority in numbers but also in firepower. In addition, the Russian soldiers say that the Ukrainian troops are better armed and that the Ukrainian artillery dominates the entire area, confirming what the Ukrainian sources have reported so far and refuting the news reported by pro-Russian sources that on this front the Ukrainian forces were suffering a lot more casualties than Russians. According to the Russian group, their regiment had lost at least 1,000 up to 1,200 soldiers during the battles for Klishchiivka, so the losses among the ranks of this regiment mount up to 40%, proving the pro-Russian sources wrong on their claims that on this sector the Russian forces suffered minimal losses, while Ukrainians took heavy casualties in every battle and encounter against the Russian forces. Regarding the situation on the ground, during the last 24 hours there have been no major territorial changes. According to Ukrainian sources, Russian forces carried out small-scale counterattacks near Klishchiivka and Andriivka, but Ukrainian sources suggest that these attacks were carried out with the aim of buying time for the Russian army to strengthen the next line of defense along the Opitne-Odradivka road, where according to Ukrainian sources, Russian forces are working to improve their fortifications. On the other hand, Ukrainian forces continue their efforts to clear the Russian positions along the railway in the direction of Andriivka and north of Vremivka. In Vremivka front, during the last few days, the decrease of Ukrainian attacks towards the Russian positions has allowed the Russian forces to launch their own attacks and attempt to recover the lost ground north of Priotne and Novomayorske. Geolocated footage confirms that the Russian forces managed to regain some of their positions north of Novomayorske after the withdrawal of the Ukrainian forces, while near Priotne, the Russian forces captured some 3 lines approaching the river northeast of the village. However, it seems that things did not go so well in the central part of the front line. In this direction, the Russian forces tried to advance in the vicinity of Urozhaine, coming from the fields east of the town, but they were spotted by the Ukrainian forces. As shown in this footage, the Russian armored unit consisting of a T-80 BV tank and 2 BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicles is seen coming under the Ukrainian artillery fire as they try to leave the battlefield. From images published today by Ukrainian sources, it appears that the Russian tank and the 2 infantry fighting vehicles were completely destroyed. On the other hand, the Ukrainian forces attempted several attacks north of zaporizhzhia, where despite not being able to advance, the Ukrainian sources said that the Ukrainian forces managed to destroy mortar and ATGM positions of the Russian forces inside the village, and damaged or destroyed a Russian tank a few kilometers south inside the town of Vremivka. In Zaporizhzhia front, battles are ongoing north and northeast of Novoprokopivka, as well as northwest and west of Verbove. Several Ukrainian sources, including Deep State Map, informed that the Ukrainian forces advanced on the eastern flank of this sector, taking an area of about 2.5 square kilometers east of Novofedorivka. Russian sources Warganzo and Rebar confirmed that the Ukrainian forces are becoming more active on the eastern flank. According to Rebar, elements of the 82nd Air Assault Brigade of the Ukrainian Army are now operating near Bilohiria, while other units of the Ukrainian forces are carrying out probing attacks in the Huliapole-Polohi line, where according to them, the Ukrainian aviation has been quite active during the last few days. While in the vicinity of Novoprokopivka, Due to the frequent counterattacks of the Russian forces from the west, as well as due to the activity of the Russian artillery, the Ukrainian forces were not able to advance during the last 24 hours. Heavy battles are also ongoing in the vicinity of Verbove in the areas west of the town. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.